On October 18th, a man named Ethan Ross boarded a commercial flight in New York City. He was 34 years old. He was a software engineer heading home after a business trip. He texted his wife before takeoff. He sat in his seat. He flew 1,771 miles across the country, and the plane landed safely. Every single passenger walked off that aircraft, except Ethan. There was no body, no luggage, no struggle, no trace, just a seat. And 3 days later, a text message from a phone that should have been sitting in an evidence bag. I'm still on the plane. Welcome to the final clue. Today, we're going inside one of the most disturbing disappearances ever to go unexplained. The case of Ethan Ross, Flight 728, and the message no one can explain. Let's go back to the beginning. Ethan Ross was, by every account, an ordinary man living an ordinary life. He worked for a tech firm based out of Denver, Colorado. His colleagues described him as sharp, detail-oriented, and quiet. He had no criminal record, no history of mental illness, no known enemies. He was married. His wife, Claire, said the two had spoken the night before his flight, with no indication that anything was wrong. He was supposed to be home for dinner. On the morning of October 18th, surveillance footage at JFK International Airport captured Ethan moving through the terminal exactly as you'd expect. He checked in at the counter at 9:47 a.m. He cleared security at 10:12 a.m. He purchased a black coffee from a kiosk near gate B14. At 10:34 a.m., he boarded Flight 728, a routine commercial flight to Denver, scheduled to arrive at 1:15 p.m. Before the plane door closed, he sent Claire one final text. See you tonight. Love you. The door closed. The plane taxied, and Flight 728 lifted into the sky without incident. The flight was uneventful. Cabin crew reported nothing unusual. No disturbances, no emergencies, no complaints. Flight 728 touched down at Denver International Airport at 1:09 p.m., 6 minutes ahead of schedule. Passengers collected their bags. The jetway connected. The cabin doors opened, and one by one, 179 passengers filed off the plane. But when Claire Ross arrived at the arrivals gate, flowers in hand, Ethan never walked through the doors. She waited. She called his phone, straight to voicemail. She waited another hour. Then she called the airline. Then she called the police. And that is when investigators pulled the passenger manifest and confirmed something that didn't make sense. Ethan Ross had boarded Flight 728. The flight had landed, and Ethan Ross was not on it. Not in a seat, not in the restroom, not in the galley, not anywhere. Airport security swept every inch of the aircraft. Nothing. They searched the terminal, the concourse, the baggage claim, every corridor and stairwell. Nothing. His luggage arrived on the carousel untouched. When officers opened the bag, they found his laptop, his toiletries, and at the bottom, his wallet and his passport. Ethan Ross had, somewhere between row 22 and the exit door, simply ceased to exist. Denver PD opened a missing persons investigation within hours. Federal authorities were notified early. Investigators focused on 4 key questions. Did Ethan leave the plane before it landed? Every exit was accounted for. No door had been opened. No emergency hatch had been triggered. The aircraft's own systems logged no anomalies. That theory was ruled out. Did Ethan leave the plane undetected at the gate? Investigators reviewed hours of footage from cameras on the jetway and across the terminal concourse. Ethan Ross did not appear on a single frame after the plane landed. Not one dot was he removed from the flight before it departed. A boarding check confirmed his seat was scanned at the gate. He was on the plane when the doors closed. The crew conducted a head count. He was accounted for. Was someone else involved? Authorities interviewed the entire flight crew and dozens of passengers. Several recalled seeing a man matching Ethan's description sitting quietly in his seat during the flight. No one remembered seeing him after the plane landed. No one saw him stand up. No one saw him walk to the exit. No one saw him leave. It was as if, in the final moments of that flight, Ethan Ross simply stopped being there. Investigators had no leads, and then, 3 days later, everything got stranger. It was a Tuesday morning. Claire Ross was at home, surrounded by family, waiting for news that hadn't come. Her phone lit up. The sender was Ethan's number. The message read, "Don't let them erase me." Claire contacted police immediately. Investigators traced the signal, and what they found raised even more questions. The message had been routed through a series of cell towers across multiple states before reaching Claire's phone, as if it had been deliberately bounced to hide its origin. The kind of thing that doesn't happen by accident. Ethan's phone was never recovered. His phone carrier confirmed the device had been powered off since the day of the flight, and yet somehow, 3 days later, a message was sent from that number. Experts proposed theories: spoofing, SIM cloning, third-party apps. None of them fully explained the routing pattern of that signal, and none of them explained what the message meant. Don't let them erase me. Who is them? Erase him from what? For months, the case went cold. No new leads. No confirmed sightings. No body. No ransom. No contact. Then, 8 months after Flight 728 landed, a cleaning crew began a deep service of the same aircraft, still in rotation. A worker removing seat cushions found something hidden beneath one of them. A boarding pass, folded twice. On the front, a printed stub for Flight 728, dated October 18th. The name on the stub had been torn away. On the back, written by hand in small, careful letters, "Some doors should never be opened." Forensics examined the boarding pass carefully. No fingerprints. No DNA. No way to determine who wrote it or when. The handwriting did not match Ethan Ross. It did not match any member of the flight crew. It matched no one in the investigation's database. And that seat, row 22, Ethan's assigned seat. So where does that leave us? 3 major theories have emerged. Theory 1. Ethan faked his own disappearance. This is the simplest explanation, that Ethan had planned this in advance, perhaps to escape debt, a secret life, or some undisclosed pressure, and slipped away during the chaos of deep. His background in software engineering means he would have had the knowledge to spoof a phone number and route a message through cell towers. But if he wanted to disappear, why send a message at all? Why leave a boarding pass? Why make the case more complicated, not less? Theory 2. Ethan was taken. This theory proposes that Ethan knew something he wasn't supposed to know, and someone made sure he would never say it. The phrase "don't let them erase me" is central to this theory. The bounced signal, the cryptic note, the removal of all physical evidence. This doesn't look like a man who ran. It looks like a man trying to leave a trail before someone cut it off. Theory 3. Something no one can explain. There are those who look at this case and say the conventional explanations don't fit. A man who vanishes from a sealed aircraft, a phone that transmits after being powered off, a note with no author. A warning about doors. I'll let you decide what that means. Ethan Ross has never been found. The case remains officially open. Claire Ross has spoken publicly only once, in a brief statement through her attorney. "I don't want theories, I want answers, and I want people to remember there is a real person at the center of this. A husband, a son, a man who never came home. That's the part that stays with me, because at the end of every theory, there is a woman who still picks up her phone hoping it will be him, and a seat on a plane that should have been empty." If you have a theory, leave it in the comments. I read every single one. Subscribe to The Final Clue for more mystery documentaries every week. And until next time, some doors should never be opened.